See if this works straight up. Yeah, it does. Good. Border barrels back in the not so good shed. We've been off on a little adventure the past couple of weeks. We've been to the good shed, which is the opposite of this shed, which is the not so good shed, and also been to the wool house as well. And we've done a few little local shoe cases, shoe bags,
bags.
Yeah, show bags. So I've done a few local legends. Spent some time with Bridge Road and also Murraytown. So check those pods out.
Thank you to everyone that already has.
Yeah,
as well. They've been doing pretty well. We've obviously tried to push them a little bit harder, but that's because we believe in the content and we believe everyone wants to hear it and should hear it. Especially the Murraytowns, the announcements that we got from those guys. That was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good, and I think those the longer form ones sort of there's more time to sort of chat through those sorts of things. So yeah, no, it was really good fun, and thanks to all that listened and watched and all that sort of thing, and also those that participated. What do you got going on, Hud?
No, nothing. Just getting some prices down for the beers that we're going to have today.
Yeah, very good. Well, we'll just go into those. So this will be an interesting episode. I'm very excited about this because a few weeks ago we did a little brewery showcase on a brewery on the hill, Hargreaves Hill, and we did the team IPAs. So it was Australia, New Zealand, and the USA.
America.
Yeah. America. Which is they were bloody lovely and tasty. Interestingly, Grazie, Hutto and I had differences of opinion on all of those, but that's all right.
Who would have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it? But there's an opportunity here because Andrew, what a bloody legend from Hargreaves Hill, sent us a little care package.
And
very caring it is.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, just to preface it, so because of our tour of the local area,
yes,
when they were sent, they were fresh, hot off the press.
Yes. And we apologise, we haven't had a chance to do it before.
I think
now.
One was nearly advanced.
Yeah,
like maybe by a day or two.
Yeah, I think both of them were.
But they are out and about in the world and still very much available.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, cool.
Should we crack on?
Yeah, we will. Yeah, so the first.
Crack open.
Yeah, so the first.
Excited for weeks. Crack it.
So the first pod were the Team America, Team New Zealand, Team Australia, and this is followed up by Team World IPA. So very excited. What have you got to tell us, Hud? What's going on? Because you just gave us a bit of a synopsis before we started. Yeah,
so I'll read the blurb, and then I think Zach has been in correspondence with Andrew and has a little bit more to tell us about this beer. And most importantly, well, not more importantly, but a lot more information on our second beer. But the first beer, Team World Double IPA, featuring Galaxy, Vic Secret, Citra, Amarillo, Motueka, and Nectaron hops. So for those that listened to our first Hargreaves Hill pod, they are the 6 hops that were involved in the original trilogy. So the culmination of our journey throughout our exploration of world hops. The wide variety and nuance from different regions around the world. Integrated throughout and heavily dry hopped with Galaxy, Vic Secret, Citra, Amarillo, Motueka, and Nectaron, this IPA blends characteristics of hops throughout the world to create an explosion of citrus, tropical fruits, and stone fruit flavour and aroma. Now, this one is 8.5%
Big boy.
in a 440 can. So this can comes in at 3.1 standard drinks.
Oh, hello.
So
there you go.
straight into it. Which is
Sunday.
So we know the next 2 beers, but the listeners and the viewers don't. So based off the fact that we usually work from low percentage to high, and we're starting with 8.5, I think that gives you a bit of a hint into how messy we will be.
Yeah, we're going deep. We're going deep today, and luckily it's a lovely afternoon because it doesn't matter if we're going to be here for a little while. Absolutely, I'm really looking forward to this one. Oh yeah, good crack. I noticed you didn't tap it. I don't know.
Nah.
It was
I just tried something different.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll see how it goes.
Well, Zach, while I'm pouring and away from the mic, do you want to because you've got a little bit more about this beer, because I think we all had this thought, we're like, oh, all 6 hops together, crazy. But there's more craziness.
Well, yeah, so pose a little question to Andrew about is there anything else about the Team World you'd like us to know? So Team World is a culmination of the Team Series and combines all the hops from all 3 beers together in a double or imperial IPA. What you might not know is that there is twice the amount of hops in this beer, which will initially be quite prickly and bitter, but will calm down and be more balanced as the weeks progress. Now, if we'd have done this initially, it would have been very fresh, but we have
Very prickly.
It would have been very, very prickly.
Yeah, it would have been.
But we have given it a few weeks now, so it'd be interesting to see if it would have been pretty cool to have had one then and now, but that's okay.
I'll tell you what,
We wanted to know.
smell test. It's got to be on there. That's so
it's
good.
breakfast juice.
Yeah, it is.
Until how excited we were, there was dead air while we drank.
Yeah,
it.
that's
Ooh.
really good.
Ooh.
Well, there's definitely a lot of hops.
Yeah, and it's very fresh. It almost, you can sort of taste.
There's a slight hop burn.
Yeah.
But that just could be the sheer amount.
Yeah, it's good though. I like
ya.
it. Feel the burn. That's awesome.
Tell ya.
But pretty juicy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's delicious. Bloody oath.
This might be one of those rare fives on the pod.
Oh, yeah,
I
righto.
think.
As advertised. Yeah, good stuff. Not very good. I'm going to have another bit of a go of it here.
I'm giving a good score for the blurb because it was very informative.
Yeah. Now, we did mention that we've been sitting on these for a little while, and we do apologise for that, but we have done a bit of research just to see. So we'll talk a little bit more on this beer, but so Hargreaves Hill still have it available on their website. Carwyn Cellars, Beer 360, and A-Pod Liquor, a point of difference.
Now
It's,
they're all in Victoria as well.
Yeah, they're
so
all in Victoria. So
local bottle shops.
Yep, so I've checked in stock for the World IPA, and also the other worlds or the other teams are available at Hargreaves Hill as well if you want to pick those up. And I would recommend picking up all 4.
No, so I'm just looking because, as we mentioned, Andrew was kind enough to send these to us. So when we score these beers, value is one of our points. So value is obviously a 10 out of 5.
17
Yes,
out of
absolutely.
But I thought in fairness, we need to judge them as if we bought them off the shelf. So
Well, we did that with our Easter pack podcast, I believe. We found the actual individual prices of
Yeah, because it
the
was a
beer.
pack price.
So just looking, $55 for a 4-pack from Hargreaves Hill website. So I won't include shipping, but $13.75 for an 8.5% beer. So $13.75 for 3 drinks, basically. This is.
That's pretty good. Pretty bloody good, I reckon. Now, with IPAs, as you guys know, I'm a hazy man, and the reason why I've learnt why I'm a hazy man is because they tend to be less bitter. I would say this because of all the hops. There is a fair bit of bitterness in there, but I like it. And I also like it. It's tastes really fresh. I mean, it is pretty fresh anyway, but you can sort of tastes how, like if you've got you've got the hop flower in your hand, it sort of tastes how that smells.
Yeah.
It's bloody delicious.
Well, I think it's like there's a high abundance of hops, but the flavours from said hops and the double the amount of hops maybe lends itself to a greater percent of those flavours coming through, if that makes sense. Like they're at a higher density in the beer. So it's like those flavours are crazy. So the amount of hops is outweighed, like that hop burn or that bitterness is outweighed by the sheer amount of flavour.
Yep, and bloody, it's got a bit of citra in it. I reckon that's the smell test.
Oh, I've given it a 5 for as advertised.
Yeah.
Because the description was an explosion of citrus, tropical fruits, and stone fruit flavour. Now, the smell test for me was full-blown tropical fruits. And the explosion of flavour, full citrus and stone fruit. And I thought that before I even went back and read it again. So they've nailed the brief.
Yeah,
I'm sure the
that's
brief
good.
came after the beer. However, in this case,
I might just
5
change
out
some
of 5.
levels while you continue talking.
That's okay. Oh, he's gone below desk again. There's also good dead air.
Sorry,
I had to move. I had to move away so it wasn't sus.
I did say why you continue talking, but you
Fuck.
chose not
We
to.
need some of the-
Well, Zach was the only one on the mic, and he let the.
Well,
ball
look,
drop, as
I'm
they
not.
say.
I'm not
We
pointing the
need
finger.
the technical difficulties little
Bam.
music.
Yeah.
I won't do that any higher pitched, otherwise people will tune out right now.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't want to
delicious.
move on so quick into
No,
the
I
next
know.
beer because 1, this is great, and 2, I'm terrified.
Oh yeah, no, very
Did
exciting.
Hargreaves Hill have a Gab set up? Did they have a beer? at
No,
Gab's?
no, they didn't. Let me check my spreadsheet of beers.
Yes, which is a personal spreadsheet that you did yourself rather than what was on the website. This is in addition to that.
But while you were looking for that
in alphabetical
information,
order, no Hargreaves Hill.
but I may have an explanation as to why. I've just realised, even though I posed the question. Andrew did also mention. So it's pretty cool. This is I feel really important that we actually get to speak to people that are this entrenched in the industry.
Yeah, it's cool.
So initially, he was actually heading. So around the time the Gabs were starting. Heading over to the US for the craft beer conference in Nashville.
How cool is that?
Is that worth a Google?
Craft beer conference.
In Nashville.
Border Barrels will be there next year covering the events.
Maybe that's the long-term goal for the podcast. We've got some short-term ones. Maybe the long-term ones
how
are set
good.
up at the...
Craft Brewers Craft Brewers Conference is the #1 environment in North America for brewing education and idea sharing to improve brewery quality and performance.
Yeah, cool.
Exhibitor information.
Well, if they can improve on this...
Yeah, bloody good luck to them.
Then, yeah, good luck.
Oh, it's good.
Because the bar will be raised very, very, very high. So is this something, though, that anyone can go to? Like, do you reckon there's almost like a Gabs situation to this as well, where people can go along, or is it just a situation where there's like boot camp for brewers,
brewery safety boot camp?
Yeah, but I mean, I by the looks of it, if we went to it and we're like, get our drinking shoes on, boys.
It's a strictly alcohol-free event.
Yeah, I don't think it's that sort of thing.
It's a bunch of TED Talks.
Everyone looks like they're having a good time in the picture.
Yeah, they do. They are smiling. So hopefully Andrew
is a
also
sign of a
smiles.
good
That is a prerequisite for having a good time.
Yeah, that's good. Hopefully Andrew experienced the same when he went.
I was going to Google something else and now I forgot.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
I'm interested.
It's Zach's fault.
Oh, it's always my fault. I'm interested to know, after Jody last week, Murray Towns mentioned the South African beer scene. I'm interested to know if Hargreaves Hill were to do more team versions. I wonder if there's any other good countries where it comes to like hop.
Well, they've almost got there's a bit of a cricket theme going on there, isn't there? You've got Australia, New Zealand, it could be England quite easily.
Yeah.
South Australia.
Although
I'm sure the US have it.
England will know for the malts.
Well, no, I was saying, like, there's so many beer countries that are renowned. Like, you go German, you go Belgian.
Yeah.
Obviously, the UK, as you mentioned. Do a big Irish stout for Ireland.
That would be very interesting.
But, well, it'd be different, though, because, like, I feel like this New Zealand, Australia, and America are very IPA-driven, whereas, like, doing, like, Belgium versus Germany, they do very different beers.
Yeah.
So it's not quite, unless, like, they started dishing up some IPAs or, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like, those countries are very entrenched in beer, but they've got their lane.
They do. But it's funny because I'm just thinking we had on our Christmas episode, the one that Simo said he went back and listened to for some reason because I did and instantly hated myself. But I had a
Guess who's drunk?
Guess
who's drunk?
A Saison IPA on that. So, there's plenty of ways if in the future a brewery was looking to do a European exploration and do something sort of experimental. There's some ways to go about it.
Yeah.
Maybe Hargreaves Hill are already planning this and we're just letting the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, maybe.
Pure speculation.
Accidentally.
But we'll just be geniuses if that is the way that they go.
Yeah, but this was utterly delicious overall. So
It was.
Do you have any other scores to share with us?
yeah, so because I'm a tough scorer, I will change it. So 4.75. I gave
on
it.
Untapped.
Yep.
You gave it a 4.75.
Yeah. Well,
And what are you changing it to? Oh, you're changing it to a 4.75.
yeah, I had 4.5. I'm like, no, I don't feel comfortable with that because even sitting here not drinking it, I'm still
I want
enjoying
it
the
back.
experience. So
I want you back.
yeah, as advertised, 4.75. Yeah, it was a great beer. Bloody great beer.
So I'm just looking. The thing I was going to Google, I've remembered, is recently we had the Australian International Beer Awards,
Yes.
which Simo is a big fan of.
I'm just confused because it seems
There's
like
a lot of medals.
yeah, there's a lot of medals. It's not apparent what the subclasses are. Like I don't
Yeah.
quite understand. Like surely not everyone can get a medal.
So
But
I'm just looking. So like, Yeah, it's just like gold, silver. It doesn't actually say like what the subclasses are or anything on the graphic.
I always thought it was about style of beer. That was my assumption. If it's wrong, please let us know.
So, just looking there, Hoppy Pale, Hargreaves Hill Hoppy Pale, scored gold for pack and keg beer.
Okay. Well, it tastes good. That's all I know. Not bad.
Oh, no, sorry. It scored gold for pack beer and gold for keg beer. It even making it to the trophy round for best pale ale in show. So, my guess is that trophy round, there's like one beer gets a trophy. That's the burst.
Yeah.
And then the medals, there's like, you get tiered.
Okay, I've never seen that any of the trophy beers being advertised.
I wonder if every beer you nominate gets a medal from gold, silver, and bronze. And like, bronze is the worst as such.
Don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I still don't know. But there was a lot of medals heading Hargreaves Hill way.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
Which is good.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, gold, as I said, the pale ale, silver, ESB, their foreign extra stout, bronze, the lager, and the IPA. Now, the other bronze that they had was our next beer, the Russian Imperial Stout for 2022.
2022 vintage. How good.
So this comes in at 11.2 percentages. So in this 440ml can, it's 3.9 standard drinks.
Yes, sir.
No, that's interesting because I see a lot of stuff online about people that cellar their stouts.
Yep.
So this actually has on it, can be cellared for up to 5 years.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I wonder. Oh, bloody poor old Andrew.
Do we cellar one?
Andrew's got so many questions coming his way again. Yeah, can we sell it for up to 5 years? That's cool. That'd be good.
Very cool.
I guess that is the significance of the vintage then. Like,
Maybe,
you know what I mean? Like, it's important to list the vintage so you know what you're getting yourself into
Now,
there.
we've got a few little questions and answers about this beer. So while you're pouring, Hudson, I might just run through the first one. Now, this is something we've contemplated before, and I'm sure we've spoken about it on the podcast. So the question posed to Andrew was, we've contemplated this before, but does the inclusion of the word Russian in stronger ABV beers have a technical history, or has it just become its own unique descriptive noun over time? So the very friendly response we received was, Russian imperial stouts were originally brewed in England for export to the Baltic countries and Russia. The high level of alcohol was more born out of necessity to prevent it from freezing during transit.
Yeah.
I like to think the easiest understanding of the word imperial is double the amount of ingredients with the same amount of water, making it more concentrated with higher residual sugars, creating higher levels of alcohol.
That's huge. So
That's very much like my beer knowledge is that of a 4-year-old's.
Yeah.
And like he explained it perfectly.
Yeah.
Explain like I'm 5. Is that a website?
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
subreddit.
No, that's fantastic. So there is some parallels because the IPA was sort of came about for the same reason, sort of. You know what I mean? They had to brew it in such a way that it would make the distance from England to India or something like that. Yeah, that's really interesting. And the freeze point one, yeah, that's really
What
cool.
is the freeze point of beer?
I don't know, but I think it's to do with...
Well, it's water-based, so would it be 0?
Not too sure, but... Well, I mean, the beer would be, but so as Zach was just explaining with this Imperial Stout, so it's got a higher alcohol percentage in it, so it's got more alcohol, so it wouldn't freeze.
Yeah, so they're saying ABV 3 to 12%, freezing points -2.
Yeah.
So, and then your wines up to 14% is -5. So, 40 proof liquor, so 20% is -7. Yeah. Like, it wasn't, like, I listened to what you said, but seeing that is like, oh, now I get why it's higher ABV.
Yes, and I get why it's delicious.
Oh,
absolutely.
Have you read the little blurb yet?
Oh, give it to us.
A black, velvety imperial stout with characters of licorice, coffee, and molasses.
Yep.
Roasted malts and a rich alcohol presence drive the palate with a lingering bitter finish. Lingering bitter finish is interesting, but so is licorice and molasses. Now, notoriously, not a licorice fan. However, there are things that I don't necessarily enjoy that I enjoy when they're incorporated as an ingredient more so than it as itself.
Yeah, well, don't fear, Gratz. There is a touch of licorice, I would say, but it's more. Yeah,
I think I've said to you guys, I'm not an electronic music fan, but if you put a little bit of electronic music in the music I generally enjoy it that way.
You liked that Porter Robinson song.
I did. I voted for it, and I thought everybody else would, and I don't think it made the top 200.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Doesn't mean you were wrong.
You
but
get that on the big jobs.
Yeah, you do get that on the big jobs. This is fantastic. It's interesting smelling because it doesn't smell like it's going to be super duper strong.
It's so smooth.
It is so smooth, and it's not a slap in the face.
If you'd asked me for the
Do you want to slap in the face?
percentage of the first sip, I would have said, "Oh, this is around about a 6-7%."
Yeah, you could definitely
dangerous.
You could definitely get yourself into some trouble. That's delicious. That's fantastic. What do you reckon, Hudze?
It's very smooth.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I can't believe how smooth that is.
Yeah, I know. It's very smooth. There is
Thick-
a bit of lingering bitterness
thick
in the
mouth
end,
feel
but yeah,
as
it's
well.
good.
Yeah. See, third word, a black velvety
Yes.
Yeah.
imperial stout.
Yeah, well-
It's velvet.
Yeah, it is. I've had one of these previously. Would have been a couple of years ago, I reckon, and it was very good. But that's when I was just like throwing them down. I didn't
And like
really
the
know what was going
lingering
on.
bitter finish as well. Like it's still kind of, it's not dried my mouth out, but it still has a presence.
Yeah.
Without being the exact flavors of the beer. It's like, oh, you know, now this is going to be a really poor analogy because there's nothing like it. But, you know, like the next day after you have a heap of beers, your mouth's like real. You're just like, oh, I know I had a heap of beer.
Yes.
That's like, this is like, I know that I had a really strong stout.
Yeah.
So it's not like, because the hungover taste of I had a heap of beer is a terrible one because you're like, oh, I regret all of it. But this is not that.
It's not that at all.
Somebody stop me from talking.
No, I was going to
I'm-
jump in and say I
I'm
think the
speechless.
dryness. I was going to say I think the dryness when you wake up in the morning may be dehydration, but don't quote me. on
Is that because I snore so much and my mouth's open and I'm just breathing in dry air?
Perhaps.
We shared a room with you after Gabs. We know.
Yes.
Simo did it more recently.
Yeah, I had my shout out to Apple AirPods with the noise cancelling feature. That was quite handy.
Yes. Is that like an actual sound, or does it just play white noise?
No, so it like accepts the sound and like if you like, I guess if you think of it like a sound wave, if it goes up here, it's like creating the opposite
Yeah.
almost.
Technology, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like an AI thing.
Yeah.
See, that's good AI. The AI where they just create
All
a robot.
AI is
that-
good.
Oh, no.
We're
but
not
I
living
don't-
in iRobot weirdo.
No,
Like I haven't.
what I saw on 60 Minutes the other day, it can go
Oh,
away.
60 minutes is
No, they interviewed that.
nothing sensationalist in 60
They
minutes. That's
interviewed
for
that
sure.
robot thing though, and it's got its own thoughts.
Yeah, but what's wrong with that?
Or like spend time like making more technology like the one that Simo just explained, not like making a actual big sentient robot that could just be like, righto, kill everyone now.
Well, it doesn't have
Well, I
to
haven't
kill.
done
It
that
will.
yet.
It's dangerous.
See, you've watched too many shows.
Yeah.
I don't watch enough shows.
Oh, well, there you
That's why
go.
my imagination's running
It's
wild.
one way or the other. Oh god, no, this is fantastic.
I
I'm
actually
already getting silly.
found a website that was like, I think it's called easywithai.com, and you basically like go on there and it's like, what do you want to do? And you type it in and it's like, here's an AI program that can do that for you. So like I found there's so many AI programs that'll basically just help us build the pod.
Oh, some of those things.
The
are
only
helpful.
problem is it's like $100 a year, and I'm like, ugh.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Goddamn
Anyway,
robots
we,
charging for their services.
How dare you?
What does a robot need money for? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
What happened to your text? Jeez.
robot stuff.
Looking at Gratzy's scoreboard from over here, he's all the same thickness of texter, but somehow his is quite a deal thicker. 5. He's really pushed down.
Heavy hands.
Yeah, bloody oath. He was so excited. What else did you ask? A few more questions.
Yeah. So pertaining.
Do you want
to
the
this
value?
beer-
Quickly.
Oh, we can do that first if you like.
Yeah.
$60 a 4-pack at Hargreaves Hill, which
Yep.
is wild. $15 each
Jeez, that's pretty good.
for 11.2%.
Yep.
It's probably
Almost
better
4
value.
standard drinks.
Also, I'll just interject quickly. Hargreaves Hill, Carwin Cellars, Beer 360, Purvis and Otter's Promise have this one currently in stock.
And more.
At the time of recording.
Time of recording.
Oh, there's probably more, but like that's they're places that are
We've been known to
frequent.
frequent.
Yes.
Now, the second question posed was, is the long-running 11.2% ABV in the R.I.S. a ballpark percentage that is aimed for before the brewing process, or does the balancing of the ingredients ultimately dictate the final result? So the 11.2% ABV is aimed for every year, and we always get very close to that. We have a long-standing secret recipe, herbs and spices, that we are able to control very well. Having said that, the recipe is tweaked slightly every year for nuance, but typically not in a way that would affect the ABV.
Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Because, I think as well, it's not...
ABVB.
ABVB. So I think I'd love to learn more about how they do the... how they control the ABV, because I know you can measure it and whatever else, and you go, I want to... Well, obviously, they don't just brew a beer and go, well, it's come out at this. This is what it is, slap it on the can.
Well, that's...
Well, sometimes you do, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that there is a certain amount of parameters you can hit that'll get it to that.
I wonder if it's
percentage.
like spirits or liquor, though, where, like a whiskey, it'll come out of the barrel, like the cask strength is like 60%, but they're only allowed to sell it on the shelves at 40. So they basically just tip water in it until it gets down to 40.
Yeah, I don't know. But I've seen a few home brewing YouTube videos.
You're really into the homebrew at the moment.
I have no desire to do it. I would be awful at it, but I'm just fascinated. I'm fascinated.
But after last week, we've got a... it's like, well, I mean, you shouldn't look at life this way, but it's like, well, I can't ever get my homebrew this good. So why bother trying?
Yeah, no, that's right. No, I'm just interested. But yeah, this is very cool and very smooth. And yeah, if you didn't tell me, like if you said, oh yeah, it's just a 6% stout, I'd be like, geez, this is the best bloody 6% stout I've ever had. Half an hour later, I'd be like,
the depth within the beer doesn't feel as though it comes from the alcohol percentage
it's
at
not,
all. Sometimes you do get that, but not on this. It feels more so the ingredients and the flavour more so than how strong it is. But I can tell you right now, I definitely know I'm drinking an 11.2% stout.
Yeah, you can feel it's warm.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
warm.
And I reckon we've left it out just long enough too with the old room temperature.
Yeah, I think so too. And yeah, for those playing at home, that is a good tip from Gratz. Most IPAs, lagers in particular. Well, look, I mean, we can argue with the English on that, but all that sort of thing.
The English do love to argue.
Yeah, they do. Are you English, Hudson?
Maybe, possibly. Yeah.
No, but all those sorts of traditional beers in that way, really cold. They're at their best, but with a stout, because of its chocolatey, coffee, and darker features, it tends to sort of bring the taste out a fair bit if you bring it further towards room temperature.
I feel like we learned even more, thanks to Jody, to do with that. They're talking about the ashes, their English bitter with the English malt side of that, and they're talking about red IPAs. Mm-hmm. Same thing. Like once they just warm up that little bit, you just get more.
Well, it's the malt driven beer rather than the hop driven beer.
Yeah, well there you go. That's a good way of looking at it. And I suppose as well, where I was heading with the tomato sauce in the fridge of the pantry comment last week on the Murray Towns one was more like, because I used to be a fridge guy with both of those things, but chocolate and tomato sauce are kept in the cupboard because they're just at that temperature, the taste is better.
Chocolate in the fridge bothers me because when it goes hard, also it's not even fun to try and chew through.
But see, in the climate of Albury, the chocolate does struggle in the cupboard
in summer.
Fair enough.
So my chocolate is a fridge chocolate.
Okay.
Even during winter?
Yeah. Oh, well, I just have one spot for the chocolate.
Okay.
Do you leave it out for a bit before you eat it?
Nah.
You should try next time.
I rip the shit out of it.
Treat your chocolate like your stout.
No.
It goes down too quick.
Yeah, no, I barely chew it.
Yeah, fair.
I bite a bit off and I let it sit on my tongue until it melts into my mouth.
Enough. No, it's good.
Someone's getting notified of something.
It's not me.
Actually, no. I'm being notified that we've got one final doozy of a question to answer about this beer.
Yeah, I'll accept that. That's pretty smooth. Well done. Yeah.
As smooth as the beer.
Yeah. Well.
How long does it take to brew the R.I.S. and is there an aging process? Does that play any part in why the 22 is released in 2023 and the 21 released in 2022 as the examples? So, the brewing process for R.I.S. is longer than most brews because there are many mashes or brews that have to be done compared to a lager or a pale ale. We do about 4 separate mashes and blend together. We then have a conditioning period in some smaller tanks that we don't use often for about 6 months plus. This helps calm the roughness out of the beer a bit before release so it's ready to drink straight away. Having said this, it can be aged 5 to 10 years with no problem and will develop over that time to be something completely different.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and as we're... Oh, did we say that on air or off air? We're talking about how it could be cellared. I don't know how long
On air.
ago.
Okay. Yeah, I just said that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Not just
It's actually
said
very
that.
recent too. That's okay.
That's all right.
11.2%.
Yeah.
Just
Hargreaves
to
Hill.
reiterate.
Yeah,
Not so
very
good, Shed.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Yes, Hudson.
Simon.
Thank you. That's very good. No, I'm enjoying this. Good
I
stuff.
better give it the final little untapped rating. Now, if we were scared before, I'm even more scared now for
I
being
think
number 3.
Simo's shitted his pants.
Yes. Yeah, traditionally bourbon scares me, but I have come around to those particular stouts. So,
Now, the reason he said bourbon
oh, yes, of
is
course.
because
Sorry.
we are now going to drink the R.I.S, or the Russian Imperial Stout, but it's been bourbon barrel aged.
Yes.
Yes. So it jumps a slight jump up to 11.5%.
Nothing. Kids play.
Now, I'm just looking.
Oh,
So,
good.
a black velvety imperial stout with characters of licorice, coffee, and molasses. So starts off the same as the
Yeah.
original. Some months of aging in bourbon casks adds further complexity and intensity to the flavour. Now,
Well, we've been saying
think-
this is smooth, so that's going to be a really interesting comparison point.
I'm interested because I saw somewhere quickly, and I am probably very wrong, but I swear I saw somewhere that it was actually aged in Buffalo Trace casks,
Ooh, okay.
which are
Familiar with that site?
extremely hard to come by.
Yeah. I think Buffalo Trace whiskey is one of the oldest whiskeys or something in the United States, I believe. Is that right?
Could be.
And it also could not be. What do you got?
And as you said, American, so that would, of course, mean that it is...
And I hear it says, you idiot. Aged for 6 months in Maker's Mark
Oh, yeah.
bourbon barrels.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. That's
That's,
still
I swear I
interesting.
saw
They're an
Buffalo
easy
Trace
one
somewhere.
to get confused.
Are they?
Well, they've been both... you see them everywhere. You see one, you see the other.
Yeah.
And even non-bourbon or whiskey drinkers are probably familiar with both brands,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
I'd
Well-
suggest. So I can see why one may be misconstrued.
Anyway, I just so I can't find it anywhere online. I might just be a nuffy.
Yeah, no, I had a bit of a look there. There was a pack. It was only released in a pack for the 18th birthday, which was
18.
18 for Hargreaves Hill there. I do have Purvis written down here, so I will just confirm that while we're pouring or something, because I thought I couldn't find it.
Well, I was just kind of trying to find it to find the price of it somewhere.
Purvis.com, which is something that's not the beer place. For
Neither's
God's sake.
that.
For God's
Just
sake.
type
It's
in Purvis into Google.
Purvis beer.
Bam, bam, bam,
Yeah. Well, come on, you can feel.
bam, bam.
Yeah, Phil was that.
Any more
What
questions?
does
Any more
everybody want
info?
to talk about?
Any more info?
No, unfortunately, no. That was
Yep,
all. But
found it.
I will say
Purvis.
one more
Thank you.
thank you
Purvis.
to Andrew for being so generous with his time.
Yeah.
And beers, of course. as
Yeah,
well.
agreed, yeah.
To be able to just chat to me on Facebook and say, "Oh, can I answer any questions for you?" Or
Yeah.
"Can I send you this stuff out?" Like that's just incredible. Not the reason why we started doing these podcasts at all. We just wanted to
Speak for yourself.
we just wanted to drink some good Australian independent craft brewery beers and spread the word a little bit.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
to get anything in return, and that is the time for anyone wanting to do an interview. To anybody out there listening and you are part of a brewery and you'd like your beers showcased, please send us a line. Of course, we're more than happy to pay. That's generally what we do so we can rate the value.
And we're happy to
Don't be
travel.
afraid.
Yeah, we're happy to travel, come to you,
Not too
whatever.
far.
We'll come
But-
see you. No, bug you. You can stay here.
Yeah.
Get the passports out.
Yeah, that's it. We'll do it. No, but I think, I really appreciate the questions, the answers from Andrew, because, the main thing we are doing is we're trying to learn more, because we sort of rated ourselves as beer nuffies. We're like, fuck, we love beer.
We don't understand.
We
beer.
don't understand beer. We want to know more. So, and I must say, like, since we first started, like, I know a fair bit now. We're getting there.
I can drink a beer now and go, oh, I think it might have this hop in it.
Well, okay. That kind of segues into a hilarious story from Gabs. which it's a hilarious story because it involves me fooling someone somehow.
Wait, Simon or someone that works at a brewery?
Someone in the beer industry. And it's a harmless fool.
Do tell.
A harmless prank.
Yes.
No, so we were strolling around. It was getting closer to 11 than it was 6. So we've had a few tasters and more than a couple of beers.
Time was very important in this story.
No. We had plenty of time. We were chilling. We were relaxing. But we approached the Hawkers segment of Gabs Melbourne. And I was having a squeeze at the taps. I was like, what's going on here? There's a bit going on there. And a gentleman goes, I was wearing this hoodie. He goes, do you work for Mountain Culture? I'm like, nah, mate, just a big fan. And we proceeded to have a conversation about beer. And he's like, why do you like Mountain Culture? Why do you like this? Why do you like that? And I was kind of just rattling off things, just general things about Mountain Culture that we've talked about, pillowy, like random stuff. And this was all happening whilst I was introduced to a gentleman named Maz from Hawkers. And by from, I mean the Hawkers man. He founded, started.
Maz Hawkers.
Yeah, he runs Hawkers. He's the man. And both gentlemen said, oh, so you know your beer?
Yeah, well.
And I thought, no. But I know how to say many words related to beer in somewhat of an order that makes sense.
So you thought no, but you went, oh, but I know how to say yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's a fool at all.
One of the all-time fools.
No, I reckon as I've just stated, we have learned a lot over the time, and I reckon you probably just surprise yourself. Yeah, you sort of can hold those conversations down with people who do know a bit about beer. So.
Well, it was good because Maz kind of asked why Mountain Culture, and the reasons I gave were, I assume, the reasons that everyone loves Mountain Culture. He's like, yeah, and then we spoke about some Hawkers beers, and actually came up that probably top 2, if not top 1 beer at the festival was their not yet released at the time, but now released Oaty McOatface.
Whose was that? Sorry?
Hawkers was a collaboration beer. I can't remember who with.
Do you think it was one of the most popular beers?
No, it was our favourite. It was
one of our favourites for sure.
So I was interested in hearing
we had 2 beers that we held in high regard, this being one of them.
Okay. What was the other one? Can we share that?
Of course we can, but I don't want to deviate too much from Hargreaves Hill. I mean, we already have.
We're just biding time and building up the anticipation before we open the big risk.
It was a brewery neither of us had heard of. And if we're honest, we went over there because there was a possibility of some shoes. And as we know, I like shoes.
You do.
But we ended up having their Gabs exclusive on-tour triple hazy IPA, and that was Bright Tank Brewing out of Perth.
Yep, 9.9%. It was absolutely delicious.
It was incredibly good.
Yeah, it really was.
So we're trying to source a bit of that. I know that they've got it in cans at the brewery, but we want it in cans in my hand. Ideally, insert can here.
Yes.
But getting back to the Hawkers, Oaty McOatface, an oatmeal cacao peanut milk stout.
Oh. It was very good. And it was the best use of peanut I've seen.
Yeah.
Was it a collab or not?
Than that Ether peanut butter stout?
Not by the Lord.
Oh, it was heaps. It was
even better than that.
Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah. I think I 5'd. Ooh, I'm intrigued.
So a number of things just to quickly mention. Hawkers on their website, if you go into each beer on their website, it gives you a rundown in Border Barrels terms as to how to understand the beer, which is beautiful. It's nice and easy. And the second point is $44 for a 4-pack.
Very good.
That's very good.
Guess who's buying 7 slabs?
We can get a 16-pack.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll keep moving on.
Sorry, but let's get into
let's do it.
This big dog.
We're sort of stalling.
Stalling out of fear.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I was going to say.
So
you've done this to us, Andrew, and we appreciate it.
Yeah,
I found a price on Purvis. Now, this is probably not a true reflection if you were to get it from Hargreaves Hill, but $22.99.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool. It's travelled around. It's been sitting in a couple of different barrels. I reckon this is going to be good.
And you pay that for the handcrafted nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
Off the top of your head, just while Hutto's pouring, can you guys think of the most you've ever paid for a beer? Like but not necessarily online, but in a venue.
Oh, no, you don't count that.
You can't count that.
Because I reckon
count that.
Carlton Dry, $47 a schooner in Melbourne
Yeah, fair
CBD
enough.
because you're getting charged $32 for the experience.
Is it one of those $32 stouts that Deeds did? do you
Yeah.
think? It was the most.
The most
expensive?
recent one I think was pretty expensive. The Early Man.
Yep.
It was good. Very good. Early Man. It kind of sounds like an episode of Bluey.
See, mine was
Ooh, jeez. I got a snake in my boots.
That'll melt your eyebrows off.
Oh, bloody oath. And there's a
For
fair...
anyone interested, there's actually a really cool venue called Penny Blue in Melbourne, a really nice craft beer venue. And I went there and...
We really are selling out. Look at the mentions.
Yeah, lots of mentions. But because I'd never had it, and I'd seen it online, it was sold out. The Bad Shepherd Orange Creamsicle Triple IPA in a 440ml can at, I think, about 10.5%. And I looked at it, I'm like, this is my little weekend away in Melbourne during a COVID year. How many times am I going to get to do this? I'll pay $23 this can of beer, don't even worry.
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
it's weird, isn't it? I still don't understand. It's to do with the, the alcohol tax.
This smells completely different.
No, but it's also the experience, as I
Yes,
said, like the corkage as such. But there's a couple of bottle-os that we've been talking about where you go in there and you buy it out of the fridge, and you can pay an extra $2 and they'll give you the ability to drink it in store.
Yeah. What do you reckon differences are? I haven't tasted it yet. One thing I notice is probably the colour. I don't know.
It's dark.
Yeah,
it's almost just.
Well, I would say the other one was sort of more black, whereas this one sort of does
brown.
more brown.
Yeah.
And the head in particular.
It's just as if not more dense though.
Yeah, the actual the little bit of head on top is browner. Now, have we spoken about that at some point recently?
Brown
Have I
head.
with somebody else?
Brown head.
Oh, we might have. I don't think we know what it means yet, but I think it's...
that's another question.
Well,
I
Andrew.
don't. Sorry, it isn't. I don't have an answer for it. I apologize.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is...
Andrew's going to listen to this and be like,
Why did
haven't I answered enough questions from these blokes?
Leave me alone, you jerk.
If he's listened this far, then I don't think he's like hating us that much. So.
Yeah, no, that's good.
No, we like to think that people listen to all of it.
Yeah, do it. Session time, guys. Session time.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. No,
Do that.
Yeah,
Definitely do that.
Absolutely.
Jump on the train.
Who's
now.
who's had a taste? What do they reckon?
Yeah, it's definitely heavy.
Yeah, like it's really
No,
interesting.
it's really good.
It's interesting though. There's a massive difference. So, from the 11.2 of the not the regular, but I guess the regular R.I.S. versus the bourbon barrel age, it's 0.3% difference. But like it tastes like it's about 10% difference. Like it tastes a lot more boozy and really taste the bourbon characteristics throughout.
Was that a subconscious thing because you associate that bourbon flavour with like 40% like spirit?
Well, it could be.
I recognise these tastes and it fucks me up.
Yeah, it could. It could. I'm not too sure, but it's it's very good. And as stated, I'm afraid of bourbon.
But can I ask you this then? Do you find this too egregious for your taste with the bourbon?
A little bit.
You do a little,
but I'll work through it.
I
and
reckon
see how
this
it goes.
bourbon's.
I think that it's quite. You can taste it. It's a bit muted, but not muted. I think that it's almost purposefully. It's more a oakiness. So it's more the barrel itself as opposed to the bourbon from the barrel itself. In my
it falls
opinion,
off fairly quickly.
Yeah, because we've had some before on this plate, and I can be like, oh, sorry, I understand.
Well,
This one.
Yeah, I'm like in comparison to like we had the Once More Into the Fray.
Yeah.
Like that was
bourbon with beer tipped in.
Yeah. So that I understood like your mouth was rejecting its advances. Whereas this one, like it's there, but it's not hectic.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Oh, there it is. That's nice. Hi.
I'll tell you what, if I was out and about and I forgot my jumper or my jacket, I'd say, well, listen, you might just give me a bourbon barrel aged bloody R.I.S. because I fit that feeling, that warm feeling, the spirity feeling.
Yeah, it does warm
in the old
chest.
tum. Yeah, it's very good.
It's the most beautiful winter's day outside. It's
Yeah,
a
it
shame
is.
that it isn't a cold winter's day.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like this would be.
Yeah.
It's still beautiful.
This is like if we were doing the ranking point, like review system for the weather. This is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
For me, because I love the cold, but I love the sun.
Well, 17 degrees today.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm wearing
sunny.
shorts. Not that I'd never wear shorts. I'm never wearing shorts.
You never know what anyone's
I'm not wearing
under
my
the desk.
bottoms under here.
Yeah, you're not wearing anything.
You get a little view of the
little slither.
from the tripod of the camera to the tripod of Hudson.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey now.
We need
All
some
right.
wang pants, so it looks like we're not wearing anything. Like one of those aprons.
Did you say wang pants? Okay. All right.
I don't know why.
Wang pants.
Wang pants. All right.
Oh no, this is
Gavin
fantastic.
Wanganeen.
Yeah. What do we give it? What you got a rating there, boys?
Yeah, I gave it on Untapped. Funnily enough, it's actually my lowest score of the day, but at 4.5.
Yeah. Geez, that's not bad. You've done well.
I actually agree. It's slightly the lowest. At
only because
4.5.
like I do like spirits, but the bourbon's like, I don't know, it just like doesn't take away, but like I guess of the three, it would be my least favorite flavor.
The preference. So it's preference. If you go back to the R.I.S. Imperial Stout for a second, that deep rich sort of malty chocolatey backbone that you get. As much as I love bourbon and whiskey, I still prefer chocolate. If you said blind taste testing, hey, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on any given day, would you like a chocolate or a bourbon? More often than not, I'll still say chocolate. So that's the only reason, and that accounts for the difference. So 4.75 on Untapped for the R.I.S. Imperial Stout, and I gave 4.5. Funnily enough, we're talking about a low score.
What are you laughing at?
No, nothing.
We're talking about a low score being 4.5. Oh, the Leo gave it a lower score, 4.5. It's the same we're talking about, like, we started with an 8.5% beer as the lowest ABV.
Yeah.
So there's a really interesting spectrum of numbers on this podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
And Hargreaves Hill, loved them from the beginning a long time ago, and this is just, the love affair is continuing and getting even stronger now, thanks to all of this.
Yeah. Now, I was giggling because it was a very, which is no surprise, very in-depth. Oh, what do we got? Special guest.
Oh, we got someone.
Oh,
the door's open.
the door
Into
is
the
open.
not so good shit.
Our official, unofficial photographer.
Yeah, hello. Sunday Muse Studios.
Are you going to
You better
invoice us?
actually get in and say hello, Marcella.
Hello.
Yeah, well done once again. We got her podcast voice on. The reason why I was giggling, Grazie, is because you love words, and it was just like, oh, Maven.
Did it
It was
sound
very
like
scientific.
that, though?
No, you didn't, but
As
you're
long
like,
as the tone doesn't sound like that, I'll allow it.
no. Yeah. But no, it was very good.
I'm just putting the scores together because I'm interested because we've given some big scores today.
Just to see how they compare with the
Yeah.
system. Yeah, very good. Just to see where they jump to.
Phil.
It's almost good, Marcy. See, there's a big gap between you and I are very close, Hudson, at the moment, and there's a big
trying
gap
to-
between you and
Trying
Simon.
to sneak a kiss.
Yeah, cute. Cute, guys. What did it come up as?
No, I haven't put them in yet.
Oh, okay.
All right, Simon, it's your turn to fill in the.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So,
So
yeah,
he sips.
smell test. Again, smell test. It smells delicious. I would say probably, the bourbon probably sits a little bit above. Like, if I was to refer to vocals in the mix, sometimes the vocals sit a little bit on top. I think this...
Is
rather
Vocals in the Mix like one of the bands that they all entered as individuals, but Simon Cowell went, let's have you guys become a boy band.
Oh,
And then became
I think
famous.
it's
Like One
more-
Direction, Vocals in the Mix.
No.
no.
Sorry, was that a bit of a deep cut?
But
No.
the thing is, genres play a fair part in this because in some, especially a lot of the hip hop you listen to, Hudson, like the key indicator and the big selling point is the vocalist. Whereas in a lot of bands, the music is incredible and the vocal is just sort of its own individual layer. So sometimes they produce the music that way, where the vocals aren't necessarily that high in the mix, as Simo's sort of talking about. But
I can show you some examples, but yeah.
Show me.
Well, not now.
well, Simo,
we're
just tell us
busy.
quickly, you being a drummer, is there a band where the drums are the highest or the best part of the mix? Can I guess one?
No, you can if you like.
Jesus, that
Sorry.
was loud.
Goodness.
Rush.
Rush, yeah, no, but they're all very well mixed. But Rush, since they are sort of they do some instrumental stuff. Doo doo, he said doo doo. Yeah, obviously they are pretty well featured. Anyway, all right.
You shouldn't even be saying that we're trying to hurry up hard because I wouldn't have any idea what I'm doing.
Yeah,
In the way that you,
Yeah, well, anyway. we'll go to the Border Barrels. I'll do Untapped later. But Border Barrels beer review system actually has the Team World IPA as the second best beer we've ever had.
Oh, wow. It was bloody good. It was very good.
And then you've got the Russian Imperial Stout coming in at number 6, just missing out on the top 5. And then your Bourbon Barrel Age coming in at a respectable 14th.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, very good.
But still, considering we've had now 50 beers on our showcase system, to be 14th as your lowest is very impressive.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. I just can't believe we've had that many beers, but yeah, it's very
it's pretty crazy. Like, you consider the journey of the podcast and then also the showcase. Like, as a podcast, we started out as footy and we'd have a beer each.
And it was just a random beer that we'd bring from home that we liked.
Yeah. And we'd
maybe
spend a max of 10 minutes total.
And it was so funny because we're just like, hi, I'm drinking a beer. And then you'd be like, hi, I'm also drinking a different beer. Like, what's yours like? It's good, thanks. Like
it is beer.
Yeah, it is beer. It wasn't very good.
Way too polite.
Well,
It wasn't that it was polite. It was just
we're drinking different beers, so we didn't know what the deal was, and we weren't really exploring too much. But yeah, I'm glad it's what is the deal?
As a final thank you again to Hargreaves Hill, the first sequel that we've done, fresh off the presses, and there will be another sequel coming. I can reveal.
Oh, okay. You might have given something away there, Zach.
No, I'm not going to say the brewery. You know about it though.
No. But I feel like you might have given something away to me. I feel like I didn't know about this sequel.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll talk about
I
that.
think you took the beers home.
Okay. Oh, touche.
You have them in your.
have them.
Oh, he definitely drank them.
Oh, damn! I didn't tell him.
I thought they were for me. Oh, well.
Anyway, there'll probably be another sequel coming soon for a different brewery that we've already touched on, but that's fine. Thank you to Andrew and the team at Hargreaves Hill, and I'm going to have a fantastic rest of my Sunday thanks to these three incredible beers.
And before we leave, Untapped ratings are in. So as an average from our Border Barrels, Untapped rating, Team World is now number 1.
Is it actually?
Russian Imperial Stout is now number 2.
Whoa, there you go.
And the Bourbon Barrel Age is now number 10.
Yeah, there you go.
Does this look dodgy because Andrew sent us the beers
It
and
does
now
look
they're our 2 favourite?
Yeah, it does look a little bit dodgy, but
Next time we just need a brewery, we need to be like, hey, send us some beers, but send us your worst ones.
Yeah,
so we're not
and then we'll see.
so it doesn't look as biased.
Like some breweries have done to, like, you go to First Choice, like, oh, there's that brewery I really like. I haven't even heard of this beer. Then you buy it and you drink it at home and you go, oh, now I know why I haven't heard of it. They haven't advertised it.
Yeah, because if someone sends us some bloody Tooths or KB Lager or something, it turns up to be number 1, then you need to start asking some questions.
We're not burning bridges, Zach. About Tooths, KB Lager. If you're out there.
Now, both of those
don't send us beer.
They don't exist anymore.
We don't want
it. I thought I would list them. Yeah, very good.
Emu Export.
Like and subscribe.
Thanks.
Yeah, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also check out our website, Border Barrels
Podcast.com. Just .com.
.com.
Yeah, good BorderBarrelsPodcast.com.
Yep, and also I've got an Instagram as well at Border Barrels Podcast. And send us some bloody comments, of roast us or something. I'd love
tag
to
us in your stories of the beers you're drinking.
Yeah, exactly. We want to get some bloody back and forth going with the people that listen, because George for sure. Shout out to George. She gives us some good info. She was talking about how much she was looking forward to the Golden Mac last week. And
Sorry, I've also had some feedback from somebody else who said, wow, that Golden Mac sounds good.
Yeah, and it bloody was. It was really good.
Thank you to everyone we're getting a few more listeners, so with more listeners should come, hopefully, some more feedback.
Yeah, should be good. Cool. Well, Border Barrels signing out. Thank you very much to Andrew at Hargreaves Hill, and we'll bloody catch you next week. Have a good one.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.